In prison, mental health was a joke. I have watched stand up guys get tired, walk into their cell, and never walk out again. I have seen individuals that once were charismatic speakers and leaders be reduced to nothing more than mumbling shells of themselves. People that didn't even know their names and couldn't really even communicate anymore or clothe themselves. We had one homeboy, we would have to make sure he was clothed. The COs, the guards, they didn't care about his mental health. He had lost his mind. I lost another friend, as stated. He went into the cell, sat his cell phone down after sending a text to his girl. No, he wasn't supposed to have it. But after that, he decided to tie a sheet up, and you could probably fill in the rest. I still don't understand that one because he was on the bottom half of his sentence, had walked down more than half of it, had great support, was getting money, did tattoos. It just didn't make sense. But mental health is real in prison. It creeps up on you in a bad way. It can trigger, depending on what the situation or circumstance, more ailments attached to whatever it is you feeling. For instance, depression could turn into anger, or anger vice versa. There's no way to find peace in there. It's not as if you're stressed out. You could go take a walk at a hike or at a park or a hike or whatever it is, or walk the dog down the street or just find privacy. You couldn't even do that in that place. I had found out my father passed just after my grandmother passed. It was unexpected. I was sad. I was down. I was depressed. I was tired of being in here. I was hurting. I needed to go. What I would do just to be able to go. But there was no chance coming, no chance in sight, no parole, no opportunity for me to get back in court, no habeas, no none of that. Those times had long since passed. And I was breaking because I still had more than half of my prison sentence to go. I remember walking into the counselor's office and just telling her, something's not right. I don't feel right. There's something going on in my head, and I can't sleep, and I don't want to lose my mind in here. I don't want to do that. I started to self-prescribe, like I said. I would get whatever I could off the yard, the funny cabbage, hooch, um, and try to escape. They would do things as far as the prison staff or counselors, like say, it's gonna be okay. Just sign up for this program. The programs are a joke. Very few prisons and institutions have real programs that will help you in any way, let alone mental health. I was sliding. I was now still in a relationship with somebody that I cared about and loved, but it was arguments left and right. What was going on with me in prison, me losing my mind and becoming more and more miserable by the day, was trickling out over the phone, and it wasn't helping our situation because she had lost her place where she was living. Now she was living with a family member, trying to pick up the pieces, and we're arguing, and she's doing what she can to be here for me, but every time she's there for me, I'm not making it a pleasant experience. We're not supporting each other. We are just not happy. It's because of me. She wants happiness. She wants love. She wants to just be able to talk to me again, but my mind is not right. I should have let her go at this point. I almost let myself go. I remember telling the COs one time, I got to get out of here. I don't care. I got to get out of here. They're like, well, we're not taking you out of here. And I knew that if I wanted to get privacy, I could go to the hole, but I didn't want to catch a charge because I was still trying to get off of the camp. So the only thing that I could say to think of was, I'm going to do something to myself. Once I said that, they brought me to the medical hole. Suicide watches, if you will. And what suicide watch is, it's a cell where nothing's in it. They strip it completely. There's a metal bed, literally no mattress or anything, in the middle of this cell, and all your clothes are taken, and you basically put on something called a turtle suit, which is a big bulletproof vest looking thing, and you have to lay down. That's it. Depending on the situation, they will tie you down. They check on you every hour. They do a suicide watch, as they call it. They ask you questions. They do send a therapist down there to ask you if you're going to do something to yourself. I can't say that I was, but in that moment, I can't say that I wasn't. I was no longer this 19-year-old kid that was just walking into this place. At this time, I'm 26. I've been in here for a minute and I still got a decade to go. How on earth am I supposed to make it through this? I am losing people. It's real to me now. God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I tried looking for religion. I would study, I would pray, I would fast, I would do anything. I would talk to my mother, who would try to encourage me, but there was no peace in my mind. My thoughts were running, and this made me agitated on the compound. I started to back getting into fights again. Luckily, not getting caught because this time you definitely it was hard to get caught. It was hard to get a charge on Greensville. Supervision was low, like most prisons, not just in VA. They didn't have enough COs, and we got busy in there. Often disagreements would be over the smallest things: the microwave, the phone, uh, chess. Yes, I got into a fight one time because of a game of chess. Well, no, because of my mental health. If you're watching this post, ask your loved one if they're on the inside, if they're okay. Check on them. There is going to be a place, especially if they're doing a long prison sentence, where reality is going to set in. And I promise you, I had been down now for, going on 7 years. And I, up until this point, don't think that reality had set in. I think that I was living in some sort of weird prison video game, if you will, just passing the time, not really thinking about the true consequences. I might have actually thought that I was still invincible or would be here forever. Nothing could happen to me or my loved ones until this moment. Reality set in. I was 26. I didn't have to be here. I had 10 more years to go. How was I going to keep the woman that I love in my life? That's the only place that I could find happiness, but there's no happiness there now. Prison is destroying me. I can't let it destroy me. I can't let it destroy my mind. That's what I kept thinking. I remember having conversations with myself, going on long walks, jogging. But if anybody's ever dealt with mental health issues, my mind was racing and I could not get it to stop. I had sleeping issues. I had thoughts of bad stuff happening, to me. I was paranoid. It was starting to kick in, and I had no help.